Test, 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 test.
You got an extra headset.
On behalf of the NCAA, welcome to today's soccer championship game. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around them. Abuse of language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and unwelcome at all the NCAA tournaments. Let's extend the student athletes and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the lineups for today's game between the Garden of Swarthmore College and Cowgirls of Hardin-Simmons University. The officials for tonight's contest are Ian Young, Eric Weisbrod, Dustin Gillick, and Mike Matlock. Let's introduce the reserves for Swarthmore College. Number 0, Amish Boyes. Number 2, Kayla Handel. Number 4, Kristen Morehouse. Number 6, Caroline Meyer. Number 7, Caroline Kurtz. Number 10, Claire O'Brien. Number 14, Sarah Hancock. Number 18, Kathy Pitts. Number 22, Emily Gale. Number 24, Izzy Branco. Number 26, Melee Johnston. Number 27, Sophie Bazelone. Number 28, Jasmine Namazi. Number 29, Jasmine Bailiff Curtis. And now the starters for today's game. In goal, number 1, Reba Maggio. On defense, number 3, Catherine Zalez. On defense, number 5, Melissa Curran. And forward, number 8, Katie Doherty. And forward, number 9, Hannah Lichtenstein. On defense, number 11, Emily Telford Marks. On defense, number 12, Amanda Bosworth. At midfield, number 13, Melissa Croca. At forward, number 15, Marilyn McCoy. At midfield, number 20, Miranda Saldivar. And at midfield, number 21, Caroline Kana. Guarded by Chris Wentod and Titus, and assisted by Lauren Walker, Carly Schilling, and Jeff Arthur. And now let's meet the reserves for the Cowgirls of Hardin-Simmons University. Number 0, Abby Blunt. Number 1, Casey Carrillo. Number 2, Olivia Hartman. Number 4, Tori Waters. Number 9, Lexi Cranford. Number 11, Maggie Jo Witherspoon. Number 18, Kylie Ellis. Number 22, Katie Lane. Number 24, Sarah Phillips. Number 27, Jacqueline Corman. Number 34, Caitlin Christensen. And now the starters for today's game. At midfield, number 3, Hadley Schweier King. At midfield, number 6, Maddie McAdams. At midfield, number 7, Tammy Jones. On defense, number 10, Tiffany Van Hoos. At midfield, number 13, Shannon Bird. At midfield, number 14, Sarah Friesa. On defense, number 16, Kristen Parrish. In goal, number 17, Lexi Stinson. At midfield, number 20, Josie Meyer. At forward, number 23, Jordan Lara. And at forward, number 28, Kennedy Kessler. The Cowgirls are coached by Marcus Wood and assisted by Ben Kemp and Manuel Cordova. The NCAA promotes positive action by student athletes and coaches and positive support for our competitors by spectators at today's contest. We encourage the cooperation by supporting the participants and officials of positive behavior. The family original sexual comments or intimidating actions by officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament. I'm Matthew Fenton, bringing you all the action live here from Grantham between Hardin-Simmons and number 10 Swarthmore. As I mentioned just a moment ago, my name is Matthew Fenton. We'll be bringing you all the action here from the neutral site game between the Garnet of Swarthmore College, number 10 in the country, 18-2-1, entering tonight's game, or this afternoon's game, I should say, and the Cowgirls from Hardin-Simmons University. They are 19-2-1. We're going to review briefly the players in the spotlight. Here is the Garnet for Swarthmore: Sarah Hancock, Marion McCoy, and Reba Manger. The three players to look for. Hancock here, 2 goals on 8 shots this year, but a player to highlight because she did score the game-winning goal versus Catholic in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Her other goal was almost a full month ago against Johns Hopkins. Another player to take a look for, McCoy there, 15 goals, 10 assists, 40 points. And Swarthmore is 12-1 when she has collected a goal, and she knows how to score in bunches. She has 4 multi-goal games this season. And then in goal for the Garnet, number 1, Reba Manger, just under 0.4 goals per game, 61 saves on the season, and right around a 90% save percentage. And she did have 8 saves against Catholic in that second round game, and she's a 4-year starter and has 75 games started in her career. So a lot of experience from the Garnet and in goal. And now we'll take a look at Hardin-Simmons, as you see there. Cammie Jones, Kessler, and Laura, 3 players to take a look for. A lot of players can score on this team for Hardin-Simmons for the Cowgirls. They have been scoring in bunches this season. Jones leads the way with 25 goals, 15 assists, 65 points for that potent attack. She scored 3 points in 12 games this season, but has not connected yet this year in the NCAA postseason. So look for her to get on the board for the Cowgirls. Kessler, another player to keep an eye on. She has 20 goals this season, 11 assists, and 51 points, and also has 6 multi-goal games this year. She had a big game in the first round against the Banana Slugs from UC Santa Cruz with 2 goals and an assist. And then Jordan Laura, another player to take a look for, 16 goals, 11 assists, and in her career has 27 goals and 19 assists for the sophomore. But player to highlight because she has scored in both NCAA games this year. So 3 players to keep an eye out for the Cowgirls. They're their 3 top leading scorers, and they know how to score in bunches. Swarthmore, number 10 in the country, as I mentioned, will do their best to keep them off the board. I will apologize here at the top of the broadcast as we get underway that I am still learning some of these players' names. I'm accustomed to the Messiah white out there and not the white of Hardin-Simmons, but we will do our best throughout the broadcast to incorporate some names and give you all the action here from this exciting third round, I should say, Sweet 16 matchup between the Cowgirls and Garnet. Early on here, Garnet from Swarthmore pushing the ball forward. Hardin-Simmons coming off of a big win against number 2 Trinity, Texas, as this one is sent in toward goal. But that one is saved by number 17, Lexi Stinson, a senior for Hardin-Simmons. So not wearing the normal goalie numbers you might associate with someone playing between the cage, I'm on field hockey mode right now. Between the pipes maybe, but number 17, Stinson, keeps that one out. And our score is 0-0 here, just 1 minute into the game. Ball sent forward. That's number 7, Cammie Jones, a midfielder. She's a sophomore from Texas, as I think all but 2 players on this Cowgirls roster are from the state of Texas. They've got a New Mexico and an Arkansas on there, but a lot of Texans playing for a school that's playing a little far away from home right now, as Jones sends a centering pass up ahead, and this one's flicked on. That was Kirsa, I should say, at the box trying to get that in toward the 6, but it's going to be cleared away by the Garnet. Hardin-Simmons, as I mentioned briefly a moment ago, coming off a 2-0 victory over Trinity, Texas. They're ranked number 2 in the country. So a big win for the Cowgirls to get to this game today. Swarthmore coming off that win against Catholic, and they also defeated St. Joseph's 5-2 in the first round, and then that 1-0 victory over Catholic last Sunday, to get to today's game in the Sweet 16. Ball knocked around that far corner, and the Garnet will get a foot on it and clear this one away, but Hardin-Simmons sends this one right back in. Now a header up ahead and then flicked on, but that one's going to have a little too much pace and get off that end line. It'll be a goal kick for Manger. Her first touch of the afternoon. There's Josie Meyer on the ball for Hardin-Simmons, sends one ahead to Jones. Jones gets around her defender into the 18. Centering pass is dangerously sent around, but the Garnet will clear this one away. Scary moment early on as that ball was just outside the 6 for Hardin-Simmons, but boxed out nicely by the Swarthmore defense and cleared out of danger. Jones on the ball again on that far sideline. Tackled away. Ball sent far ahead, but again, too much pace. Can't find Jones. Swarthmore making their second appearance in the NCAA tournament. They are 2-1 all time with their 2 wins coming this year. But they do have a little bit of a history in the NCAA tournament, making their second appearance. Hardin-Simmons making their 15th overall appearance. And they did win the 2010 national championship over Messiah College, who we saw earlier this afternoon defeat Rowan 3-0. A couple goals by Nikki L. Sasser. She now has 3 straight multi-goal games in this NCAA tournament for 6 goals through 3 games for the Falcons, as Messiah will play the winner of this game tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. here on Shoemaker Field for a chance to go to Kansas City and to the NCAA Final Four. This one tackled away and a ball sent up ahead. That's number 9, Lichtenstein, looking for a teammate at the top of the 18, but it couldn't get through as Lichtenstein again sends a ball up ahead, but Hardin-Simmons is there to knock this one away before it could get inside the 18. Ball on the far sideline. Now working its way into the corner. That's Curran on the ball. Curran reverses field and looks for a teammate up ahead, but this one gets out of bounds before she can get a quality touch on it. It'll be a throw-in awarded to the Garnet. Long throw for McCoy here as she sends this one inside the 18, but no one home. And it's headed away by Hardin-Simmons, but headed away out and off of the end line. So a corner kick, our first of the game. It's going to be taken by Trofa. Trofa, a senior from Illinois, Clarendon Hills, Illinois. So Trofa, the in-swinger here, sends a low one that is knocked around, and Hardin-Simmons will clear that one, and it's going to be a goal kick. So he thought it was out of bounds at first, but it's going to be a throw-in. Our pole boy got a little confused there on the far sideline, sent one in toward the 18. But now a throw-in again for McCoy, looking for that long throw-in, a dangerous one inside the 18. And she does just that. It's flicked ahead by Swarthmore. And now headed around and then cleared out by the Cowgirls. So as I mentioned briefly at the top of the broadcast, the Cowgirls have gotten here by scoring tons of goals. They've tallied 3 goals or more in 16 of their 22 contests heading into tonight's game. And 7 goals, at least 7 goals in 7 different matches. So they have been scoring in bunches and have played a lot of quality teams down there. Texas Tyler they beat in their conference championship game to get into the NCAA tournament before defeating Trinity, Texas here in the NCAA tournament to get to this stage in the round of 16. Doherty on the ball there. Nice job to run that one down and take it away from the Cowgirls. This one looking for Doherty. Doesn't get all the way to her foot. Now Hardin-Simmons has it here on the near sideline. Ball sent ahead by Laura. And didn't really have anybody in particular sending that one to, but she hustled it down, and Swarthmore keeper Manger kicks that one away, and it'll be a throw-in for the Cowgirls. Ball sent ahead, but it looks like it might have just a little too much pace. It gets out past that end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Garnet. Garnet play from out of the Centennial Conference. They're 9-0-1 this season in the regular season before dropping a game to Johns Hopkins in the conference championship 2-1, but did receive an at-large bid this season. They are 18-2-1 entering today's game, and one of those losses came in their conference championship. So having their best season to date and making their second NCAA appearance in their history. Long ball sent up ahead, and it gets through. That's McCoy on it, just outside the 18. Now pulls it out and tries to chip one ahead, but to the head of a Cowgirl. And they'll clear this one into some space and regroup on defense. That's Chavez now with the ball at her foot. Ball comes right back to Chavez. Oh, excuse me, that's looking at the wrong roster there. I apologize. Chavez is the player who was on that near sideline, sending it over towards Schwerking. Ball just outside the 18. Long shot from the right side, just wide of the post. That was 15 McCoy there on the shot. A nice rip from outside the 18. Don't know if the Hardin-Simmons defense was expecting that one, but it was just wide. And Stinson came over and I think just maybe got a hand on it as it cleared wide of the post, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Garnet. Trofa now taking the corner kick, sends one dangerously in at the top of the 6. Ball headed around and going to be to the far sideline. Telford Marks battling for it over there on the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in in favor of the Garnet. I would expect McCoy to take it, but it doesn't look like she is. That's Kana, who just drops one at the foot of McCoy. McCoy fighting for position on that far sideline, turns and sends one in, but it's going to be knocked away, but it comes right back to her foot at the top of the 18. Just drops one off, and now a long strike in toward the box. Going to be headed away and out of bounds by McAdams. And it's going to be another corner kick for Swarthmore. So just over 10 minutes into this game, 0-0, but Swarthmore with a corner kick. That's Trofa taking it, sends a low one in. It's going to be knocked away by the Cowgirls, but knocked out of bounds. And another corner kick will be taken. This time, McCoy will try her luck at getting this one dangerously inside the 6. McCoy an outswinger now. Sends this one in. Much more dangerous ball. Knocked around. Nobody could get ahead on that one as it clears toward the top of the 18, but not cleared away. And a dribbler will be sent toward goal, but Hardin-Simmons will get a foot on it, clearing it away. Throw in for Swarthmore. Chavez tosses it in. Saldivar with the ball at her foot, clears one away toward the midfield. Ball knocked around. Swarthmore not afraid to chip the ball in toward the box. They've sent a lot of high arcing shots and balls in toward the net, but this one will be knocked away by Hardin-Simmons and will be out just over the midfield line. Just short of the midfield line, I guess. Now she's backed up and it'll be at the midfield line. Ball headed forward by Kana. Ball sent up ahead. Nice run by Hardin-Simmons. Don't know who that was. Would guess it's Jones. As a dangerous ball sent in toward the middle, but knocked away as the keeper, Manger, will dive ahead, get her hand on it, and we'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMessiah.tv. You see the ball sent in from just inside the 18. Dangerous ball sent ahead. But Manger dove on it, got a couple hands on it, and then as it squirted away from her, she dove back on it. And our score remains 0-0. Long ball sent up ahead looking for Jones, that dangerous forward for the Cowgirls. 25 goals on the season, 65 points on 100 shots. So Jones knows how to pour it in and get it into the back of the net, but that one was just wide of Cammie. Now Jones with the ball at her foot. Tries to go through her defender, but Bosworth, Amanda Bosworth there on the defense for Swarthmore, keeps her away. Be a throw on that far sideline for the Garnet. Ball played in the midfield. Hardin-Simmons with it. Bird looking for somewhere to go, just passes back to Parrish. Parrish now sends one ahead, but the Garnet are there to intercept it. Now picked up by Laura. Laura's pass is intercepted as she tries to go toward the midfield. Ball head around, but the Cowgirls come back onto it. Now ball sent ahead toward the Hardin-Simmons bench, but it'll trickle out of bounds. Been a back and forth game so far. Both teams have had a couple of dangerous opportunities. Swarthmore with a dangerous opportunity right here if the ball can get up ahead to Doherty. Doherty can't get a foot on it, now does, and knocks it around, but the danger is cleared away momentarily for Hardin-Simmons, and that was a rough throw-in by our ball boy on the far sideline. Went over top of her head, but now we're all squared away, and Hardin-Simmons will restart play on that far sideline. Long ball ahead. Our second ball boy almost went down there on the far sideline, but stays on his feet. More dangerous moment out there for the ball boys than it is for the game. Looks like there is some contact there on the far sideline, but no call. Maybe playing the advantage. The ball is sent in toward the box, but it's going to be out of bounds, and a goal kick, or excuse me, a corner kick for the Garnet. If I remember correctly, I think they're third of the game so far, so fifth of the game. Oh, missed two of them, but they're fifth of the game. Not sent in toward the box, but sent away. Ball comes right back to the foot of Saldifer, and she tries to send one in, but knocked away. And Hardin-Simmons on the ball. Here's a strike from outside the 18. That's going to be wide. That was number 11, I believe, Telford Marks on the touch there. So Hardin-Simmons yet to take a shot just yet, but a couple of dangerous opportunities. Their most dangerous probably came within the last 5 minutes as Jones tried to send a cross that got inside the 6, but Manger was there to dive ahead and keep the ball out of danger and get a hand on it to stop the opportunity for the Cowgirls. For those Falcon fans watching, notification just came in that Jared Schatz, who is running in the Division III cross-country championships, finished in 85th place for the Falcons. Messiah's first runner at the cross-country championships in the last 6 years. So nice job for Jared and a great season for the men's cross-country team and Jared Schatz. Back to the action here. Here's Jones hustling away from Trofa. Oh, excuse me, that is Telford Marks on the defense, and Telford Marks gets a touch on it, but they say she kept that one in. I'm surprised by that. I thought it was out of that, off the end line there, but now a throw in here for the Cowgirls. Ball sent into Jones, but she slips before has an opportunity to get a dangerous cross off, but it's off of the Garnet. And it'll be Hardin-Simmons' first corner of the game, I believe. Asking our stat crew, and they say yes, their first corner of the game. Didn't know if they had another one on that far sideline, but their first corner of the game. I'm trying to see what number that is, taking that ball dangerously sent into the box off an in-swing for Hardin-Simmons. But there's going to be a foul. And it'll be Swarthmore's ball. 19 minutes into this game. Finger will send this one ahead, nicely controlled by Trofa for Swarthmore. Ball came right to her foot and just had a nifty little touch there to keep it at her feet. Now the Garnet still controlling. Ball somehow found its way through a couple of different Hardin-Simmons defenders there and got ahead, and this one's chipped ahead to the top of the 18. Ball controlled. Now sent in, looked like that might have hit a hand, but no call. And it's cleared away by the Cowgirls. Kana will throw this in for the Garnet. A lot of contact there, but no call. As McAdams went down there momentarily, but jumped right back to her feet and controlled that one before kicking that one away. Now McCoy will throw this in. We've seen McCoy a couple times already with a long throw in inside the 18. She might be just out of range, but she'll try her best. Sort of a low dart this time. Ahead to Lichtenstein. Lichtenstein flicks it to McCoy. McCoy now sends a centering pass. Dangerous ball chipped ahead. It's a head on it by Doherty. But Lexi Stinson will be right there to corral it, and we'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. Here's McCoy getting a foot on it, popping it up to Doherty, and Doherty gets a head on it. But Stinson right there, and it goes right into her arms. So not all that dangerous, but a save nonetheless. And 5 shots so far for Swarthmore compared to 0 from the Cowgirls. So we've been taking a look at this game heading into the weekend. Thought it was going to kind of be a battle of offense versus defense, as Hardin-Simmons, one of the highest goal-scoring teams in the country, averaging right around 5 per game. Swarthmore also could score goals in their own right. 3 different players with double-digit goals, but a little more defensive-minded team. But so far, it's been the Garnet with sort of the better of the opportunity with 5 shots, as you see on your screen here, and 5 corners. 3 of those shots have been on goal, all of which have resulted in saves for Stinson. Hardin-Simmons yet to record a shot. Do have that one corner we saw just a few moments ago. Sent a ball to the top of the 18, but this one's going to be out of bounds off of the Cowgirls, and it'll be a goal kick for Menger. Next time we have a moment, we're going to try to bring up the tournament history for these two teams and review where they've been in this tournament before getting here. As you see here, the quick schedule for Hardin-Simmons. We'll try to take a closer look at that later, maybe when we have a timeout or a ball out of the sideline. But just looking for that bottom bar that describes a couple of, there's Hardin-Simmons tournament history as this ball sent ahead. Nicely defended there by the Cowgirls. As you see here, 15th appearance for Hardin-Simmons in the NCAA tournament. They are 19-12-6 all time. And as I mentioned a few moments ago, do have that 2010 national championship that they defeated Messiah College in, a team that they would be facing if they can get past this game. But how they've gotten here in that first round. They had that 3-1 win over UC Santa Cruz in the Banana Slugs before defeating Trinity, Texas, number 2 in the country. So probably their biggest win of the season came in their last game with that 2-0 victory over Trinity. We'll take a quick look at Swarthmore here. As we mentioned a moment ago, making their second appearance and second straight appearance. They appeared in 2014, lost in the first round last year, but now have a couple wins. As Hardin-Simmons gets this ball inside of the 18, and a nifty little back-footed touch right there by Meyer. But Meyer directed it toward goal, but not enough pace on it. And Manger comes away with the save. So as you saw in that graphic there at the bottom, big win over St. Joseph's from Long Island in the first round, 5-2, and then in the second round, they defeated Catholic 1-0. So both teams with a little bit of experience. Hardin-Simmons maybe with the better of the experience over the last few years. Not that any players are left from that 2010 national championship team, but having that sort of pedigree, and Coach Marcus Wood was at the helm for that game. As Hardin-Simmons gets this one inside the 18, that's Jones with a strike, but right into the waiting arms of Reba Manger. And she snatches that one up, no problem. 24 minutes into this one, still scoreless. This is about the moment in the first game that Messiah tallied their first goal to take a 1-0 lead. It was off of a nice little chip there by Holly Burgard. And here's Jones again, just going to work, just blowing past a player. Maybe that wasn't Jones, I apologize, it was on the far sideline. This one sent ahead. Nice touch from about 25 yards out, but right into the arms of Manger. So Hardin-Simmons in the last couple minutes getting a few shots off, a few shots on goal, but Manger's been right there as the more dangerous of their attempts have been right into Manger's arms. And Manger with 3 saves so far on 3 shots for Hardin-Simmons. All have come in the last couple of moments. But now Swarthmore pushing the other way. They're into the attacking end. Ball on that far sideline. That's Salt Affair on that far sideline. But that's going to go out of bounds. And off of the end line, it'll be a goal kick for Stinson and the Cowgirls. We'll pull up that NCAA bracket right now. Just take a look at the pod while we have a quick moment. As you'll see on there, maybe not, it's not on there just yet, but Messiah has advanced past Rowan with a 3-0 win. So the winner of this game will face the #1 Messiah College Falcons tomorrow at 1 p.m. with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Rowan had a quality year, but ended on the wrong side of a 3-0 decision today. Messiah outshot them. I think it was 30-1 in shots in the game. So Messiah with a dominating effort and had 3 goals, 1 in the first half by Holly Burgard and 2 more in the second half for Nikki Alsasser. As here's Jones pushing her way forward. Tries to get a touch on it, but cannot, and that one will be knocked away off of a Garnet defender, and it'll be a corner kick. I won't say goal kick again, but a corner kick for Hardin-Simmons from that far corner. That'll be 21, Stevie Riddle. 20, I should say. Looked at the wrong one. Josie Meyer. Excuse me. As Meyer sends this one in. Going for that back far post. Header. Knocked around. And it's going to be a foul on Hardin-Simmons. That one looked destined for the back of the net. Nothing but space there on that back post. And we're going to take a look at that replay courtesy of GoInside.tv as you'll see nothing but space on that back post. And the header was knocked around. I think Manger might have gotten a hand on it to slow that one down before the foul on Hardin-Simmons. So after about 15 minutes or so of Swarthmore really controlling some of the pace of play, Hardin-Simmons has had some of the better opportunities, and there's a strike from outside by Jones. This one about 22 yards out as well. But that one right into the waiting arms of Manger as she seems to be in the right place at the right time throughout these first 25 minutes or so. There's Meyer on that far sideline, controls it, now sends it back. Long ball sent up ahead to Jones. Jones just with a little touch back to Meyer. Maybe Meyer on that far side. Knocked around, here's Kessler. Sends one back to Jones. Jones not afraid to strike from there. Looking for an opportunity, now sends one through to Meyer. Meyer will run onto it. Nice burst of speed by the forward, and that's going to be a corner kick awarded to the Cowgirls. Jones just sort of dumped that one off, and Meyer with a nice burst of speed to get around her defender and get to that one and get a touch on it before drawing it off of the Garnet defender. Now this one's sent in again, knocked around, and this one's going to go over top of the crossbar. And we have ball boy Jack Cole, who is just wide of your picture right now, but athletic director Jack Cole going for that one. We love to see Jack getting his hands in a little bit of everything that goes on here, especially come tournament time. This one, a low bullet sent across the middle. In the middle, that's Saldova. Saldova still carrying, tackled off the ball nicely by Kessler. Kessler on that far sideline will knock it off of Saldova. It'll be out of bounds in favor of the Cowgirls. Throw-in takes a couple bounces and gets into that far corner. Going to be knocked away by the Garnet. Nice play. I don't know if I have the number there on the Swarthmore defender, but nice job to get a foot in there and just poke that one away. Looked like it was going to be a dangerous opportunity for Jones as she turned around and just got inside that 18, but could not get a shot off or get a quality strike, as this one will be not sent in. It will be touched inside the 18. Now the ball sent in toward the box. Manger there gets a hand on it, but is knocked down in the process and will be out of bounds off of the Garnet. And another corner kick for Hardin-Simmons. So Hardin-Simmons did not have a lot of opportunities in the first 15 minutes. I apologize there. We had the lineup get pulled up for Hardin-Simmons, but now the ball sent in. An attempt to be cleared away by the Garnet. That's McCoy on it right now. She's tackled off the ball. No call, though. Garnet keep possession, keep pushing forward. Be out of bounds. In favor of the Garnet. As we go in this one, we'll try to keep you apprised of what's happening around the country and some of the big matchups in NCAA. Division III, we're in the Sweet 16 right now. As I mentioned, my name is Matthew Fenton. We'll bring you all the action here live from Grantham and Shoemaker Field in what is chalking up to be a mighty good matchup between the Cowgirls of Hardin-Simmons and the Garnet of Swarthmore. Swarthmore with a nice steal in the midfield, chipped ahead. Still knocked around inside the box, and that will be a corner kick, it looks like. Referee ruling a corner kick. So I hear Scott Fry down to my left mentioning the game's not really in the midfield too much. It's inside the 18s on both ends. We'll defer to Scott for all of the actual soccer knowledge. Yeah, we'll see if we can get Scott here for the color on the second half. He's shaking his head no, but he can scout and do both at the same time. He's a talented guy. Ball sent into the 6. Knocked around, off of the crossbar on the wrong side of the crossbar. And that'll just go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Hardin-Simmons.
Coming in for the Cowgirls, number 2, Olivia Hartman.
Ball sent ahead, but Hardin-Simmons with a touch. Maybe not the most controlled touch in the world, but got the job done, and it's off to that far near sideline, I should say. Hardin-Simmons still controlling. That's Hartman recently into the game on that far sideline, number 2 with the purple headband. Now sent up ahead. Thought that one might have been out of bounds right there as Jones and Telford Marks went for it, but kept in. Ball sent toward the midfield, not a lot of pace. And Hardin-Simmons will come onto that one. Now Hardin-Simmons gives it away at the top of the 18. The Cowgirls come with a touch now. Ball still loose at the top of the 18, but controlled by the Garnet, and a wayward pass sent wide and out of bounds into the Hardin-Simmons bench, and the Cowgirls will take over. Nicely turned just outside the 18. Now passed back. That's Kershaw with the ball. Now sends it even further back toward the midfield, and they'll try to attack again. A long ball sent ahead, but a slip right there by the Cowgirls. Leads to a long clear attempt by Swarthmore. I almost called Marisa Weaver's name by accident there as I saw number 10 hustling down the sideline in white, but now a dangerous ball played in toward the middle, not a lot of pace, and Manger will scoop this one up. So look at scores from some other games. William Smith has advanced to the Elite Eight with a 1-0 win. Washington U also with a 1-0 win over Wartburg. So far, all 3 host schools have advanced to the Elite Eight in their respective pods. Ball sent in off the corner kick, but it's going to be knocked high over top of the crossbar into that top netting. So with just over 10 minutes remaining in half number 1, we are still scoreless here, but it's not because of a lack of opportunities for either squad. 9 shots for Hardin-Simmons, 5 for Swarthmore so far. Lots of opportunities have come recently for the Cowgirls of Hardin-Simmons. Swarthmore with a couple of really quality opportunities early on and had the ball down inside the 18. Has got a tackle there in the midfield for 2 different players, but no call for either player. And number 26 Johnson there on the far sideline jumps up and hustles on, but she can't get her pass through. Now just sends one backwards. Ball sent ahead, but nobody home for the Garnet. This one knocked around, and the Cowgirls will clear this one away over toward the Swarthmore bench. Center and Calvin are competing right now. They played last night in the Sweet 16, and today's is actually their Elite 8 game. And Calvin is trailing Center 2-0. 14 minutes remaining in the first half in that one. So Center has an opportunity to advance to the Final Four with a win today over Calvin. It'd be the first one punching their ticket into the Final Four down in Kansas City, which will take place in 2 weekends from now. Take a break over the Thanksgiving holiday, and then they'll be at it with 2 games on Saturday, the first weekend of December, and then, or maybe, I think it's Saturday and Sunday, the first weekend of December, and then the championship game on Sunday afternoon. McAdams throwing the ball in for the Cowgirls. Ball sent ahead, and there's Hartman getting a foot on it. Sends one to Jones, and Jones is taken down in the midfield. Almost a stiff arm there. As got a full extension there with that right arm. But the Cowgirls immediately give possession back to Swarthmore. Pass goes right to the foot of Hartman. Hartman takes a couple touches toward the midfield and then is run off the ball by number 14 Hancock for Swarthmore, also recently into the game. Tiffany Van Hoos fighting for that one on defense for the Cowgirls. Nice job by Doherty there on that sideline, though. She's slid dangerously in trying to clear that one away. Swarthmore still with it. That's Hancock with it. Sends the ball forward, and that'll go out past the end line. Corner kick, goal kick for the Cowgirls.
Entering the game for the Garnet, number 10, Claire O'Brien, and number 24, Izzy Bronco.
Long ball sent ahead. A lot of physical play there on the near sideline as Hancock was fighting for. We've seen Hancock in a couple of those physical plays on this near sideline in the last couple minutes. But that one's going to be called off of Hancock and the Garnet. Tiffany Van Hoos throwing this one in. Goes with a throw in down the sideline. Looking for Jones. Jones collects it. Now with a nifty little spin move in the corner to get past the defender. Now gets past another one. Tries to send a ball toward the top of the 6, but is knocked away and cleared out by the Garnet. Garnet now looking to push forward, but that ball cannot get through as the Cowgirls come onto it, but the Garnet take it right back away, and they have some numbers as they try to push forward. Long ball sent ahead to that far corner. The Hardin-Simmons defense is hustling back as she takes a turn to the top of the 18 and takes a strike. That is off the crossbar, but it's followed up by number 21, Kana. And Kana gets the first goal of the game. There's 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first half, but Swarthmore takes a 1-0 lead. We'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv as you see this nice turn at the top of the 18. I don't know what number that was. I can't see it, but she sent a rocket of a strike off of the crossbar, and Kana hustles that one up. I think that might have been Johnson, number 26, I'm getting word. With some help from the Swarthmore crew over here. 26 on the strike from outside the 18. And then Kana right there to clean it up and get this one into the back of the net. Nice job of cleaning up, a little rebound. And I'm in basketball mode right now for watching our first home men's basketball game, but with a tip slam right there as she came in and cleaned up the mess. 1-0 in favor of Swarthmore. We are just a couple minutes away from halftime here in Grantham. So Swarthmore, their first real shot in the last 30 minutes or so. Get a couple of them on that attempt with that long strike by Johnson from outside the 18. And then the cleanup from Kana gives the Garnet a 1-0 lead. Garnet advanced past Catholic in the second round by the 1-0 final. So they know how to pack it in on defense in close games, and they will look to do that right now. But maybe they'll try to get another goal here as they control possession on that far sideline. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to play in half number 1. All fought for in the midfield and pushed ahead. I think that was Kessler, number 28, pushing the ball forward. Now Hartman with the ball at her foot, looking for Jones. Now Hartman hustles into that one but can't get a foot on the ball as it passed past her. All the midfield line now sent ahead. But the Cowgirls are there to clear it away, and Hartman tries to head it ahead heads it along toward Jones, but cannot control it and can't find Jones. Now Manger with the goal kick toward midfield, but now Jones on the ball. Jones with a burst of speed. We've seen her get past a couple of defenders. And that'll be a foul called on Jones. Tough call in that far corner. I would guess that she might have got a handful of jersey and pulled her down, which we couldn't see from this angle. But nonetheless, it'll go in favor of the Garnet. I have to give some credit here to the Messiah coaching staff that are feeding me lines here in the far left. Very much appreciate it. Just trying to bring you all the action here from Grantham, Pennsylvania in the Sweet 16 between the Swarthmore Garnet and the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls. Ball in the midfield. It's Hancock with it momentarily and sends it along towards Zavez. Now controlled by the Cowgirls. A little too much pace on that pass sent ahead, but Hardin-Simmons still collects it. Pushed off the ball by number 14, Hancock. Hancock, we've seen, not afraid to get a little physical out there. She's had a couple of plays and opportunities where players have been knocked down around her. She's gone to the ground a couple times, but not too many fouls. Here's Jones. Jones looked to have some space there, maybe for a right-footed rip, but she chose not to, and instead passed back to her teammate. Just 90 seconds remaining in the first half of this one. As you see the stats pop up on the scoreboard here on the top left side of your screen. Shots 9-7 in favor of Hardin-Simmons. 7 saves for Swarthmore, as 9 of those 7 shots have been on goal for the Cowgirls, and an even 6-6 in corners. I'd say Hardin-Simmons has had the better run of play in the last half hour or so, but Swarthmore with a goal during that stretch to make it 1-0. With a long attempt from outside by Johnson, was off the crossbar, but cleaned up nicely by Kana. Right in front of the goal, inside the 6. Just got a foot on it and put it past the goalie and put it past the rest of the defense, as we have 45 seconds remaining here in half number 1. Swarthmore, if anybody's going to score, they might have an opportunity right here, but wrestled off the ball by Hardin-Simmons. Now Hardin-Simmons pushing the other way with about 30 seconds left. Jones with a little bit of a tug, and they're going to bring it all the way back. Interesting call right there. One of the longer advantages I've seen this season. I think it was about a 60-yard advantage. But nonetheless, Hardin-Simmons with 10 seconds left, maybe with a final opportunity, but it's going to be knocked away by Swarthmore. And our score will be 1-0 as we head to the break. 45 minutes played here in Grantham, Pennsylvania on Shoemaker Field in today's neutral site matchup between the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls and the number 10 Swarthmore Garnet. Swarthmore with a 1-0 lead. Goal scored by Kana. We're going to take a 10 to 15 minute break, and we'll be back bringing you all the action here from the second half. So stick with us. We'll take a quick break, and then the second half will be underway. Hardin-Simmons and Swarthmore battling for an opportunity to advance to the Elite Eight. All right, welcome back, fans, to the second half of the Sweet 16 matchup between the Swarthmore Garnet and Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls. Excuse me. It's a bit of a mouthful there. But Swarthmore with a 1-0 lead at the half. We'll take a look at the stats here. As you have seen on your screen, Swarthmore with a slight edge in shots, which I think is actually incorrect. I think Hardin-Simmons actually is up 9-7 in shots. But do have the more important of the shots with a goal. So I think all of our stats are going to be actually flipped if you take a look at the screen here. So ignore the two logos at the top of the screen, but Hardin-Simmons with 9 shots, Swarthmore with 7 shots. But while we have a moment here at halftime, we're going to take a look at the replay of the goal that we had in the first half. And we'll take a look at that right now. As you see here, courtesy of GoMasai.tv, Johnson from the outside took a touchback and then ripped a shot that was off the crossbar, but then cleaned up nicely by Carolyn Kana, who was right there in front there on the 6. So 1-0 lead at the half for the Garnet. The Garnet wearing the Garnet uniforms, head to toe, all maroon or all Garnet, as I should say. Hardin-Simmons, I'm messing up their name constantly here in the second half. The 15-minute break really threw me through a loop. But the Cowgirls wearing all white, now going left to right across your television screen, computer screen. HSU, as you see here, starting off with the first touch of the second half. So we are underway. We'll get that clock on the scoreboard here for you as we tick down. 45 minutes remaining between the Swarthmore Garnet and a trip to their first ever Elite 8 appearance. Opening touch sent far into that corner, but the Garnet are on top of it. Played around and now working its way back up toward the midfield. Dangerous let right there by the Garnet, and an open field tackle right there as the ball's in the middle of the field. That's number 14, Hancock, who we saw a number of times in the first half having physical and plays on this near sideline, but right there in the middle of the field, just with a nice open field tackle. It is a Saturday afternoon. Now the ball played toward that far sideline. It's Kessler, I believe, on that far sideline, battling for the ball. Now Jones with a little bit of a nudge. And that'll be a throw-in awarded to Hardin-Simmons. Beautiful looking shot right there, as you'll see our player throwing the ball in for Hardin-Simmons, and a nice little NCAA banner in the background. Not a throw-in, I guess, a foul called on Swarthmore right in front of that sideline. Now a dangerous ball sent in toward the box, and ball's knocked around and tried to be cleared out, but dangerously sent in toward the 6. And a strike right there. We're going to take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. As this ball sent in toward the box and attempted to be cleared away by the Garnet, but instead knocked right to the foot of number 16, Parrish. And Parrish got a foot on it, but sent it just over the crossbar. So a very dangerous moment just 2 minutes into this second half for the Garnet. Or dangerous moment for Hardin-Simmons against the Garnet. But that one is sent high and wide and out of danger. This one will be in favor of the Cowgirls, a throw-in here on the near sideline. HSU sends this one in. That was McAdams sending it in. Ball knocked around and played in the midfield. That was sent ahead, boxed out nicely by Laura for Hardin-Simmons. As mentioned briefly in the first half, this game not played too much in the midfield. It's been a lot more inside the 18s and inside the attacking ends for both squads. As you've seen that theme already here in the early going, it's been a lot in the attacking end for Hardin-Simmons, and to me that looked like a bit of a flop there by Meyer. She looked like she just definitely hit, but it seemed to be after the play and not really a part of the play. It looked like she almost got caught over her own feet, but she will be attended to by a couple trainers as the referee will stop the clock and call the trainers over. So we'll have a bit of a stoppage in the action. While we have a moment, we'll bring up the schedules for these two teams and see where they've been. You see here HSU been on a bit of a win streak. Their last 9 games, they've won all 9. And that streak has extended a little further even, but they had a big win over Texas Tyler, who is ranked in the top 10 of the country when they defeated them in their conference championship game, the American Southwest Conference Championship game. Also have big wins over Trinity, Texas, and a bunch of other schools, to be honest with, I have not heard of, and we have not played at Messiah because they're all Texas schools and down there in the South, but big wins over McMurray and Sul-Ross State, both 12-0 victories. And you see a couple other of 7-goal games. As I mentioned, they have scored 7 goals in 7 different contests this season. And right there at the top of that list, October 17th, 24th, 30th, and 31st were 4 of those 7-goal games. Take a look at the Swarthmore quick schedule. See a little bit more of an up-and-down journey here over the last 10 games or so for Swarthmore. But as you can see here, they are standing in the Sweet 16, so it's been a bit more up than down as they had big wins over St. Joseph's of Long Island and then that 1-0 win over Catholic in the first and second round of the NCAA tournament, as well as big wins over Bryn Mawr and Ursinus. Tough loss to Montclair State, 1-0. We saw Montclair State last weekend here in the sectional final against the Falcons. So a couple of quality opponents in that draw against McDaniel. McDaniel had a very, very quality year. Did not lose a game until I think they were 14-0 or so, but a quality draw against McDaniel as we are restarting the game and back underway here in Grantham. Josie Meyer being attended to and taken off the field, and I apologize for saying that she flopped or anything like that on the play. She was hit hard on that play. It did go down, has been removed from the game, and is actually being carried off the field right now by a trainer for Hardin-Simmons. So Meyer out of the game, a player that we saw a lot in the first half, up ahead with Jones, battling for position and quality attempts for Hardin-Simmons. But Meyer has now exited the game, and I think all we can say is her return to the game is questionable, as she is currently being carried off the field on the far sideline. Now Jones with the ball on the near sideline. Gets her feet taken out from underneath her, and this will be a foul on Swarthmore and a free kick for the Cowgirls. Probably 15 paces or so inside of the midfield stripe. So if they choose to, they have an opportunity to go toward goal, but choose not to. Instead sends one on the ground. That's Bird, who took that one and is now in on the tackle. Here's a nice turn at the top of the 18 by Kessler. Kessler, a freshman from Highland Village, Texas, cannot come onto that ball and has a strike. But the Cowgirls and HSU keep possession. All tapped ahead. Cowgirls with a nice run here. Now tapped even further ahead, but Swarthmore is the only one home on that one, and the Garnet will take over. Now the Garnet mounting an attack here at the top of the 18. Tried to push one through. Tried a little through ball there, but the Hardin-Simmons defense stands strong. And even though that ball was kept in, the referee ruled that side judge ruled that it was out of bounds before it was knocked down the sidelines. I have to apologize. I think I might have said the wrong word there. Scott Fry's giving me a hard time. We'll just call another referee down there. Rule that one out of bounds. Now Swarthmore mounting attack on that far sideline right in front of the Cowgirls bench. Weaving and dodging her way through a couple of different defenders is Kana, the goal scorer from the first half. Now this one dangerously sent in toward the 18. Run onto it is Lexi Stinson, the keeper for the Cowgirls. Got to that one just outside the 6. Now Stinson sends this one ahead over top of the midfield stripe. Now Hartman on it. Don't know if that went through the legs of her defender, but right around her and got up to Jones. Jones now pushing toward the midfield. Now takes a tap and falls to the ground in the midfield, but referee says play on. And now just outside the 18. Touch and a rip toward goal, but that is right into the hands of Manger. And we've seen Manger time and time again in this game be in the right spot at the right time, as many of the Hardin-Simmons shots have gone right into her hands and or chest and have kept them out of goal. Still 1-0, 8 minutes into the second half. Ball sent ahead to Jones. Jones can't corral it. It goes in front of the Swarthmore bench. Ball knocked around. It's going to be out of bounds. And there's going to be a yellow card awarded to number 27, Thorman. Oh, excuse me. That was 27, Basilone. Looked at the wrong roster again, but I think that was for the hit on Cammie Jones earlier. Jones took a dive right around the circle, got her legs trapped with Thorman. Or excuse me, Basilone. I said the wrong name again, Basilone. And Basilone awarded the yellow card. So first color we've seen all day here through the Messiah Roan game earlier. No cards in that one, but our first card here in the 53rd minute in the neutral site game between Hardin-Simmons and Swarthmore. Swarthmore with a number of fans here, only being a couple hours away from Grantham. Hardin-Simmons with a few less this afternoon, as a little bit longer of a trek. They're out of Texas, so a plane ride necessary, as Swarthmore has a dangerous opportunity inside the 18, but it's going to be knocked away by Hardin-Simmons, and Hardin-Simmons will keep this one in bounce and still keep this one in bounce as a nice clear is sent away, and that one's knocked out of bounce by Swarthmore. I think it might have just been mistouched by Basilone, who received that yellow card a few moments ago. But for the Swarthmore and Hardin-Simmons fans joining us online on the GoMasai.tv broadcast, we thank you for joining us and appreciate your viewership. Hope that we're doing our best to pronounce names correctly and give you the most accurate information of today's game, but we appreciate you joining us and happy to be hosting three fantastic teams who have had wonderful years in addition to the Messiah squad that's here in their hometown. Hardin-Simmons trying a little give and go there at the top of the 18, but it was more give than go, and that one is given up to Swarthmore. Now a ball sent in, and Jones with an opportunity with a left-footed touch, but that one does not have a lot of pace, and it trickles into the hands of Manger. And Manger with yet another save, her 9th of the game. So Manger already tying her save total from her shutout win against Catholic. She made 9 saves, or I believe it was 9 saves for her 8th shutout of the season. And she has already totaled that here in the 55th minute. Hardin-Simmons continues to lead with 12 shots to 7. But Swarthmore has the more important shot with a goal. And this one's sent in toward the middle of the 18, looking for McCoy, but Mary McCoy cannot run onto it. And it is cleared away by Hardin-Simmons. So Caroline Kana will throw this one in. Gets this one inside the 18. It's flicked ahead and stopped by Stinson, and Stinson will pick it up. And now just roll one ahead. A long underhand roll to get this one restarted, and Hardin-Simmons is pushing the ball forward as Swarthmore is just kind of standing around right there waiting and giving the opportunity to Hardin-Simmons, but now picked up by the Garnet. Nice touch by McCoy for Swarthmore to get that one around her defender, but loses it. Now it's the foot of McAdams, and McAdams takes some space. A lot of room in front of her. She pushes forward. And now another open field tackle here. The referee lets them play on. A lot of physicality in this game as you see another player hit the ground. We've seen probably a dozen Hardin-Simmons players fall to the ground, and there's a 13th right in front of us on the near sideline. Now inside the 18, we have bodies all over the place. Two players on the ground, one at midfield, one inside the box. This ball is sent forward. As Shannon Bird, looks like she got the wind knocked out of her. Grimacing and gripping her chest here at midfield. I'm surprised they haven't stopped play or anything as she is just walking around trying to walk it off. As this one goes all the way to the hands to Manger. And Reba Manger will take a moment. Manger, a 4-year starter for the Garnet. As I mentioned a moment ago, Bird, a senior midfielder, is just literally walking off the field as she's heading over toward the Hardin-Simmons bench. And she will now exit the game. I don't know if somebody entered for her yet, but she has stepped off the field momentarily. And Tori Waters has taken her spot, her being Bird. She has stepped off, and now Hardin-Simmons on the attack here. Here's Jones with numbers. Jones knows how to score. 25 goals already this year. Joe's right, has an opportunity to shoot. Now crosses, dangerous cross, sent all the way across the box to Jordan Laura. And Laura was wide open and had some space, but she sent her shot high, and we'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. As you see, Jones here at the top of the box takes a few touches, gets all the way to the end line and slots the ball through, and Laura had space and time, but instead her shot went high and wide. And no goal for Hardin-Simmons. Swarthmore continues to lead 1-0. Now the Garnet playing that ball on the far sideline up ahead. Maybe uncontrolled touch there by Swarthmore. Pushes that one out of bounds, and Hardin-Simmons tries to quickly play this one along, but referee asked them to replay that one and throw it in from a little further back as another player hits the ground. That's going to be a foul on Hardin-Simmons. So a very physical game getting out there, maybe getting a little chippy here in the second half as a number of players are hitting the ground. We've had a couple of injuries already. Both for Hardin-Simmons. Swarthmore with a free kick. Sends this one inside the 18. It's going to be attempted to be flicked along, and now does. Battle for the ball. Dangerous moment right there as the goalie is out of position. That's Stinson who came around. It was a nice opportunity for Swarthmore. I don't know who it was that initially got a foot on it, but the ball was knocked around and Stinson was well out of position. And I think they're going to call, they're bringing a sub in right now. Now McCoy will send a long ball in. Knocked around, and now an opportunity inside the 6. Shot taken, but an offsides called first. Nice shot taken, and a nice save by Stinson, but that won't count in the record books. As player was offsides before that opportunity was created. Ball sent to that far corner. And now pushed ahead by the Cowgirls. Hardin-Simmons looking to mount an attack and find that equalizer here in the second half. Still leading 13-7 in shots, but trailing 1-0 on the scoreboard to Swarthmore. Ball on the side of the 18 just dropped off. Now ball sent in toward the box, but that's going to have too much pace and can't find the foot of Hartman. It trickles its way past the end line, and it'll be a corner kick for Swarthmore. Williams is leading Stevens Tech right now. As we take a look at games around the country, Williams up 2-0 on Stevens Tech, and as a nice ball is put in, and it's slotted past and just wide by Marion McCoy. Had a great opportunity as Stinson left her line to come out for that one, but McCoy sends it just wide, and we'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. You see McCoy here just a touch a little too wide to the right. Swarthmore looking for that big second goal right there. Could not find it as McCoy had a great opportunity to slot one past the keeper. For Falcon fans watching, which is pretty much my frame of reference for soccer, we see Nikki Alsasser do that time and time again and slot one past the keeper when they come out. She almost had one of those today, but put it into the Rowan goalie's chest early on in that one. I think it was 6 minutes into the game or so. But here's Swarthmore trying to push forward, but this one's picked up by Stinson. Nikki did score 2 goals later in the game, so it wasn't the end of the world that she couldn't score in the first 6 minutes, but Swarthmore now trying to push the ball forward in front of the Cowgirls bench there, but taken away by Hardin-Simmons. Now Jones battling for the ball right in front of the Hardin-Simmons coaching staff, but it's going to be ruled out of bounds off of Jones. And the throw-in is right off of the head of HSU and out of play. Manger comes out of goal and comes out of the 18 to pick up this one, and maybe not pick this one up, but get a foot on it and kicks it away. Furthest we've seen her out of goal. Swarthmore winning a nice header there. I think Jones is hurt right there. Her left arm is just staying into her body. But Jones, the leading goal scorer, 25 on the season, 65 points on the year, will stay in the game right now, even though she is visibly hurting right now with looks like a left arm injury or upper body injury. This ball sent into the box. A nice touch on it right there, and that's an incredible goal, as we've seen Manger come out of her line time and time again and save balls like that. But that was number 2, Olivia Hartman, getting ahead on that one. Great job right there by Hartman to run onto that one and get a head on it. We'll take a look at that goal courtesy of GoMasai.tv. As you see this ball played in off the free kick, and Manger just whiffed on it almost, and Olivia Hartman got a head on it and just tapped it past the goalie. Really just a terrible mistake by Manger right there to not come out of her line. And we have a tie ball game right now. That's a tough one to watch, a tough one to fathom. I didn't have a lot of enthusiasm on the call because I expected Manger to come out and get that ball after the second bounce it had inside the 18, but it didn't, and the ball was on the ground. And Hartman just got a head on it and just tapped it into the back of the net. So 1-1 on one of the odder goals that you'll see. And that goal will definitely make the final 25 minutes of this game mighty interesting, as these two teams will be battling it out. We've had a close game all day, but now that it's 1-1, these teams will be fighting till the end for that game-winning goal, and see maybe if we're heading to overtime here. But Hardin-Simmons pushing the ball into that corner. That's Katie Lane. Hardin-Simmons now running onto the ball, top of the 18. Looked like the Cowgirls are going to take a strike there, but now drops off, and they're inside the 18 on the far left side. Now bouncing around. Here's Kessler with a strike, but this one's right into the hands of Manger. Hardin-Simmons now controlling much of the pace. As this one gets through momentarily, it looks like Thorman sort of got her feet turned around and had her back to the play momentarily, but by the time she recovered, the ball was at the foot of the Garnet defender, and they sent it far away, but the Cowgirls regained possession right around midfield. Second half, much more play in the midfield. These two teams have been in the attacking ends of each other's many times, but a lot more play in the midfield as Hartman goes to the ground right there. Looked like she wanted to get a little bit of a push off, but goes to the ground in the process, and now Hartman recovers and gets the ball after a nice tackle by Kessler. Thorman battling for the ball for Hardin-Simmons. Short throw into Hartman. McAdams sends one up ahead, but Hartman has the ball now. Swarthmore has it, and see if they can control it as they go past the midfield. Ball sent up ahead to McCoy. McCoy battling for it now at the top of the 18. Ball ricochets off McCoy's foot or ankle and goes to Stinson, and Stinson will pick it up. So you see some updated stats flash up on your screen here. Hardin-Simmons 15-8 in shots leading, and did get that equalizer just a few moments ago. And we have ourselves a ball game down the stretch here. 22 minutes remaining in regulation. This game would go two different overtime periods, 10 minutes each. And since it is the NCAA tournament, if we are still tied after all of that, we would go to penalty kicks to decide a winner in today's game. Last year on this same weekend, Messiah and Lynchburg had penalty kicks to decide a game, and Messiah fell on the short side of that one, and Lynchburg went on to win the national championship 2 weekends later in Kansas City. Lynchburg actually knocked out of this tournament last weekend by a 1-0 score to Rowan. That goal came in the 89th minute of a 0-0 game in Glassboro. Nice header off a corner kick. Brought Rowan to the Sweet 16 today. But now Hardin-Simmons in deep. Tough touch right there by number 6, Maddie McAdams, a sophomore, who had a little bit of a heavy touch right there. She tried to turn the corner. Something I have not discussed all that much on the broadcast this afternoon, but Hardin-Simmons, a very young team. A lot of sophomores filling the starting lineup with a couple of freshmen. So definitely a team to keep an eye on here in the next few years as they will mature and grow together. Already battling their way to the Sweet 16 this year. But a quality team that knows how to score some goals. Swarthmore, on the other hand, a little bit more of a senior team. A lot more upperclassmen in their starting lineup, but also with a little bit of youth. Sophomore Katie Doherty, one of the younger players, playing some big minutes, along with freshman McCoy, number 15, whose name we've called a number of times, or I've called a number of times this afternoon. A lot of scoring opportunities and controlling the ball in that midfield section and into the attacking end for the Garnet. But a much more senior-heavy team and upperclassmen-heavy team for the Garnet. Ball now collected and pushed forward by Jordan Lara. Lara with a great burst of speed through that midfield. Here's Jones visibly hurting there with that left arm not moving much at all. Sends a ball that goes right into the arms of Reba Menger. I would not be surprised if Jones exits this game recently. She's really struggling and doesn't seem to be herself right now. I know she's your top scorer with 65 points on the year and 25 goals, and she continues to hit the ground right there as Jones being taken down again. You got to love her heart, though, staying in the game and keep fighting right now. And she is a fantastic player for the Cowgirls, but hard to see that you're keeping an injured player out there right now. But now a dangerous moment for Hardin-Simmons as they will have a free kick from about 30 yards out, right in line at the top of, right in the line in the middle of the field. Kick taken and flicked ahead, but that's well wide left of the cage. Schweier King enters the game for the Cowgirls. Jones remains out on the field. Big push in the back right there that was not called. But the Garnet now have possession and are pushing the ball forward. Slotted to the middle. Pulled down from behind, but no call. That looked like a little bit of pass interference. That left arm was hooked around the defender, or around the offensive player. That was Lichtenstein. She was taken down probably the 25 yards out from the goal. But no call, and now Hardin-Simmons pushing their way forward. So as soon as Swarthmore had an opportunity to be on the attack and be in that attacking third, Hardin-Simmons picks up the ball and pushes it hard the other way. Now a long ball sent into the attacking third looking for Jones. Jones now just falling down. Doesn't seem to have a lot of contact on that play, but she is visibly hurting out there on that far left sideline. Ball chipped ahead to her. Ball on that far sideline. Pinballed around a little bit as it's knocked between the two teams. Now the Garnet reclaim possession back in their defensive end. They try to push one forward, but Cowgirls are right there to pick it up. That's Van Hoos. Not a lot of pace on that pass, but it did get over to the Cowgirls as Hardin-Simmons now pushes it forward. Controlling is number 23, Laura. And she now steps on the ball and then just trips the player who's going to have a wide open look, and Laura will take a yellow card on that one. It's the second card we've seen in this game, and that was Laura just tripped over the ball, had her foot on top of it, slipped off of it, the ball trickled away, and Laura just took down Catherine Zavez inside of the 18, but going the other way. And now Manger will boot this one away. Sends a long ball ahead that closes in on the midfield stripe, but it's out of bounds off of Hardin-Simmons, and now Swarthmore will try to put together an attack. Swarthmore had a couple of dangerous opportunities here early in the second half, highlighted by one probably 10 minutes into the second half where they had the ball right on top of the 6 with a seemingly wide open net after a corner kick from that far sideline, but ball could not be connected and pushed into the back of the net. It was saved away by Stinson. And our game is still tied 1-1, 15 minutes remaining in regulation. Ball's going to be knocked away and out of bounds in front of that Hardin-Simmons bench in favor of the Cowgirls. Ball now knocked around in the midfield. Ball collected by Doherty. Doherty inside the 18, now pushing around, has an opportunity. It's going to be a goal kick. Doherty looked like she almost just let that one go away and go out of the end line as Stinson hustled a little too far to go pick up that ball, but the ball was knocked away. It looked like Doherty just let that one go. She was just outside, just inside the 18. Had an opportunity to maybe take a strike, but maybe assumed that was going to be a penalty kick, or a corner kick, I should say, not penalty kick. Thinking of field hockey, penalty corners, but the corner kick was not ruled. It was now a goal kick, and Hardin-Simmons is going the other way. Now Swarthmore with possession. Knocked away, and a tough touch right there by Swarthmore. Just trickled out of bounds in front of the Hardin-Simmons bench. Now pushed forward by Hardin-Simmons. That's Jones there on the outside, over in that corner. Has the right-footed strike. Tries to send a centering pass, but nobody home for the Cowgirls. Hartman wins the battle for the ball there in the midfield for Hardin-Simmons, and here's a dangerous moment right now as Branko Lowe had the opportunity and had a little run toward goal right there. Got a foot on it and knocked it in toward the 18, but the spin of the ball carried it right to the Cowgirls defender, and now the Cowgirls have an opportunity pushing the other way, but Swarthmore steps in and kicks one far away into the Swarthmore attacking end. The ball now goes out of bounds right around the midfield stripe, and the Garnet will throw in down toward the attacking end. Here's Branko Lowe carrying the ball in the far corner. Tries to send a centering pass up toward the top of the 18. Not connected at the moment And now Hardin-Simmons takes it away again. Nice little move right there by Hartman in the midfield. Hartman with all sorts of space down that right sideline, but she instead switches field and sends one to that far sideline in front of the Swarthmore bench. Lara now just carrying the ball and just nudging the defender off, looking for maybe a corner down there. Not exactly sure as she now pushes through a couple of defenders and has an opportunity inside the 18. Sends a ball, and it's going to be knocked off of Swarthmore defender. And an interesting strategy right there is Lara just kind of carried it into the corner and then kicked it off of a couple different defenders before being awarded the corner kick. So it looked like they Hardin-Simmons might have had some numbers, and she definitely had a teammate standing right around the 6 that she could have tried to cross to, but instead just slowly played it into that corner. And now with 10 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, Hardin-Simmons will look to have an in-swinger send this one. That's Hartman, the in-swinger, send this one in toward the 6. And that looked like a false start right there as she started to hustle over to the ball and then stopped her swing. And now Hartman sends one in. This one's just outside the 6. A swing by number 14, that's Sarah Krissa, is knocked into the upper netting on top of the goal. So well over the crossbar. Krissa seemed to have a quality opportunity there to take a step and rip a shot, but didn't get all of the ball and maybe got a little too far underneath it and sent it a little high. Ball is out of bounds on that far sideline. 2 straight throw-ins awarded to Hardin-Simmons. You see the Swarthmore bench there. Ball is knocked around and then sent ahead by the Garnet. Now the Cowgirls pick up the ball, now push forward. Dangerous moment with a little slot over toward Jones. Jones runs over top of it and lets it for Lara. Lara then takes a swing at it, but it's deflected and blocked. So not a quality opportunity to scare the goalie there. But a nice little run over top of by Jones, knowing that Lara was right behind her, and now Swarthmore is pushing the ball the other way. A little slippery out there as both players went down. That was Hartman and Cappy Pitts both falling down. A nice turn in the midfield and the ball up ahead. Just couldn't get it over top of the tall defender Parrish. Parrish got a head on it and knocked it the other way. And now Swarthmore and Doherty in that far corner, but it's going to be out of bounds. Goal kick for the Cowgirls. Ball knocked around, but no foul right there as it looked like Swarthmore had just wrecked a player on that far sideline right in front of the Hardin-Simmons bench, but no call. And now Swarthmore gaining attack. Here's a ball that bounces inside the 18. Attempted to be cleared away, but that's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be a corner kick. And Swarthmore, with 7 minutes remaining, just inside of 7 minutes, have an opportunity. And one of their better opportunities of the half here with a corner kick in a 1-1 game with 6:45 remaining in regulation. Number 26, Johnson, sends this one into the middle of the 18. It's going to be knocked around and sent clear by Hardin-Simmons, so no shot on that one. And now Jones pushing forward. Jones carrying the ball nicely ahead. A big burst of speed. Jones now with a couple touches inside the 18 and gets past a couple defenders, but great run by Cammie Jones, really picking the ball up maybe 60 or 70 yards away from goal and carried it all the way inside the 18 and was probably about one touch away from having a real quality strike on goal. But now Swarthmore pushes the other way. That's Kana now inside the 18. Takes a step over, now goes to the left. Sends the ball out of bounds. She has it right at her feet and just let that one trickle out of bounds. Maybe she lost track of where that end line was, but she was standing right next to it, and ball just trickled its way over the end line before she could get another touch on it. So Hardin-Simmons now with the ball. Is a dangerous moment going really in each end. Dangerous moment for Hardin-Simmons and a dangerous moment for Swarthmore just seconds later. Now Hardin-Simmons with the ball, just over 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Jones really hurting here as you see her on the near sideline with one arm. But a great move right there by Swarthmore to get past a couple defenders. Ball is lost in the midfield by Hardin-Simmons. We've got all sorts of players gripping arms, legs, chest. We got another player down for Hardin-Simmons in front of the 18. I apologize for laughing, but it seems like there's a player down on every contention for the ball. We're under 5 minutes, and if this game goes to overtime, I don't know how these two teams are going to make it through a couple extra periods. Here's a shot that's saved on that near post. Nice save right there by Stinson. Stinson on that near post just had that ball rifled right into her chest and was right there in time. And we have another player down. Clock has not been stopped. Oh, excuse me, has been stopped at 3:58. That's number 14, Sarah Crissa, freshman from Midland, Texas, and Midland High School. Was down on the play there. She walks over toward the sideline. Don't know if she'll leave the game. And the little bit of confusion here is the ball was kicked clear, but there were still coaches and training staff on the field, as well as Crissa, who was walking off. So they'll start this one over, and ball will be kicked again. So a little quick replay of a moment ago. But now we're ticking under 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Ball's thrown down the sideline. Swarthmore making a run at it as it goes down to that far corner by the sand pit there for the long jump. And it'll be a throw in for Swarthmore. Going for the long throw, and this one nicely thrown in, get to the corner of the 6, and then headed away by Hardin-Simmons, and Swarthmore will have a corner. So a great job right there by the Garnet to get that ball all the way into the 6 and forcing the issue on the throw-in. And now with 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, Swarthmore will have another opportunity at a corner. This one sent in toward the top of the 18, and a strike is going to be ripped high, well high of the cage, and out of danger. We'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. As you'll see number 20 there, Saldova, at the top of the 18, just take a rip, but it went just high. No, maybe not just high, it went way high. It was probably 15 or 20 feet over the goal. But here's Swarthmore with another opportunity here in the final couple of minutes. They try to play a little give and go, and the ball's knocked around to that far corner of the 18, where Hardin-Simmons will just clear that one away. 2:30 remaining. We're ticking down to the final couple of minutes in this one, in regulation, I should say. as Jones tries to pick up the ball, but there's Nemezi in the midfield for Swarthmore. Ball is off of Hardin-Simmons. It'll be a Swarthmore throw-in. Hardin-Simmons bench didn't like that call, but I could see that one from here, so I don't know what they're looking at. 5 feet away. So it'll be another throw-in for Swarthmore. So we have 2 balls in the field. Now with 1:50 remaining, a long throw-in sent into the top of the 18, ball knocked around. Swarthmore wanted a handball there, but no call. That'll be in favor and a throw-in for Swarthmore. I was a little closer to that one, but that one I could not tell who got a toe on it. But Swarthmore will take over. 70 seconds remaining in this one. Ball sent into the top of the 18. Cleared away. Now Hardin-Simmons has control with about 50 seconds left. Long ball sent up ahead to Jones. Jones with a run. Jones, leading goal scorer, all alone right now. Jones inside the 18, takes a touch. Its ball's knocked around, and it's going to be just wide of the cage. Wide of the goal. Cammie Jones in the final minute had an opportunity. It's now a corner kick for Hardin-Simmons. 30 seconds remaining. Time is ticking down. Cammie Jones with an incredible opportunity to end this game in regulation. Now Hartman taking the corner kick in swinger from the right side. Hartman sends a ball just short. Ball's knocked around, headed away. It's going to be out of bounds. Another corner kick. 13 seconds remaining. Terrible job by the ball boy right there to hustle this game along. Hartman now sends another ball into the box. Ball is going to be knocked around. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Ball long and high kicked. It's going to be saved at the goal as time expired. We are tied 1-1, and we are going to overtime. Fans, we are going to take a very short break before heading to overtime. We'll try to recap where we've been in this game. A second-half goal by Hardin-Simmons off of a free kick, one that you might not expect even though that ball was in the air. It took 2 bounces inside the 18 and then was head along by Hartman. And we are all tied after that one game through 90 minutes. So we'll take a couple-minute break, and we'll be back for overtime and reset this game in a thriller here in the Sweet 16. on that far sideline, taken away. Now Jones with the ball up ahead. She loses possession momentarily, and it's going to be out of bounds in favor of the Cowgirls. Knocked around and out of bounds again. Off of Hardin-Simmons, or off of Swarthmore, I should say. Hardin-Simmons with the throw in front of our stats cart down there. Now a throw in again. Hardin-Simmons just moving the ball up the field very slowly and methodically with a number of throw-ins. Ball knocked around, ball comes to the feet of Hardin-Simmons at the top of the 18. A ball struck from the top of the 18. It goes just short and almost hits the golf cart going past, but just high and wide of the goal. So Hardin-Simmons with the first real opportunity, a second real opportunity maybe, of the half. Nice job by Laura right there to take it and now have a burst of speed down to the left. Ball is knocked around. It's going to be out of bounds and a throw-in awarded to Hardin-Simmons. Ball into the 18. Hardin-Simmons controlling. Cowgirls sent a centering pass and the ball is covered up by Menger for Swarthmore. Now Menger dribbling the ball, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in overtime number 1. We will play a second overtime period if we remain scoreless after this one, also of 10 minutes. And then after that, we go to penalty kicks because it is the NCAA tournament. Ball's going to be out of bounds now. Swarthmore the throw-in. Swarthmore getting in toward their attacking third. Tackled off the ball from behind, and they're going to be awarded a free kick. This is going to be a dangerous moment for Swarthmore as they're about maybe 20 yards, 22 yards out, as they'll have a free kick right off the corner of the 18. Looks like number 14, Hancock, will take this one. Referee sets up the wall for Hardin-Simmons, and now Hancock. Couple steps and then swings in with the right foot. Ball knocked in. It's at the feet. And right at the feet of Lexi Stinson. And Stinson just falls down and gets on top of that one. We'll take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMside.tv. As you'll see this ball just get its way inside of the 6 and coming right down to the feet of a Swarthmore offensive player. I don't know if I could see a number on that one. But inside the 6 with a dangerous opportunity. And here's Swarthmore again with an opportunity just outside the 18. It's going to be knocked away and out of bounds. So Swarthmore now has been, as the game has been throughout the entirety, it's been really in the two attacking ends for the two teams. Not a lot of play in the midfield. When teams have the ball, they're in the attacking zone, and here's a long ball thrown inside the 18. Ball bounces inside the 18 and is now cleared away by the Cowgirls. We've seen a couple of dangerous balls bouncing inside the 18 throughout this game and in overtime. And this one's just going to be knocked out by Hardin-Simmons. Right around 90 seconds remaining in overtime period number 1. We are playing golden goal, so first goal to win, first goal in will win. And it will end the season of the other team because we are in the Sweet 16. This one taken off the ball. Nice job by Zavez. Nice chip ahead. Tries to take a strike. That was number 9, Lichtenstein, but Lichtenstein cannot get a strike toward goal as her ball was blocked, and her pass now is taken away by Hardin-Simmons. It was 60 seconds remaining in overtime number 1. Hardin-Simmons tries to push it the other way. Nice touch right there by Swarthmore. Ball now to the midfield. Now at the midfield line, Swarthmore pushing it forward. 40 seconds remaining in the first overtime. No call right there as player wiped down hard. I think that was number 18. Can't see off the top of my head. But nonetheless, Hardin-Simmons with 20 seconds remaining in overtime period number 1 will have a goal kick, and we seem destined now for a second overtime period of 10 minutes.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Ball out of bounds. Swarthmore trying to push it forward, but Hardin-Simmons will head this one away, and we are heading to overtime period number 2, another 10-minute period. Our score still stands at 1-1 right now between the Garnet of Swarthmore and the Cowgirls of Hardin-Simmons. So the teams will huddle momentarily. As we've said throughout this broadcast, we knew this was going to be a good one coming in. Two very evenly matched teams, and Hardin-Simmons has been playing the tougher of the schedule recently, playing 2 teams in the top 10 in their last 5 games, winning both of those games over Trinity, Texas, and then Texas Tyler in their conference championship game. But Swarthmore has been the team ranked in the top 10 or 15 all season long, been having a great year. And we knew we were going to be in for a good one. We just didn't know how good, and it has been quite the game today. 1-1 through 100 minutes so far. We are heading to a second overtime period. If this second overtime period goes the way the first one did, if a scoreless period, then we could be seeing penalty kicks, which would be quite the thrill and something you don't see every day or really much at all. As you only see that in the NCAA tournament or in a conference championship. It's only a few games a year. I don't think either of these teams have played any penalty kick games this season. But we should be in for a good one this afternoon and a good final couple of minutes of women's soccer here in Grantham. A reminder that tomorrow afternoon, Messiah will be playing the winner of this game. You'll take a look at the bracket maybe momentarily while we have a second before the second overtime gets underway. The winner of this game will face Messiah, who defeated Rowan earlier today 3-0. That game will be played tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock here on Shoemaker Field again. So we are underway in overtime period number 2. We are into our 101st minute of soccer on the afternoon in this second game, our 201st minute overall. Our 191st minute. 191st minute. Matt's getting a little fuzzy. It's been a long day already. Swarthmore and Hardin-Simmons switching directions now for the second overtime period. Swarthmore going right to left. Hardin-Simmons left to right. Ball knocked around. Nice touch by Swarthmore right there, and the Garnet gets it all the way across to number 18. That's Pitts. Ball sent in the middle, wide open. That's Lichtenstein. Lichtenstein can't get a foot on it and gets knocked around. Lichtenstein was right there wide open, but could not bring that ball down to her foot. We're going to take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMasai.tv. As you see, this ball just came right to the foot of Lichtenstein. Lichtenstein could not settle it. She was right outside the 6, could not settle it and get a shot off. But now Swarthmore with the ball back again as we return to live action. Swarthmore there on that far corner looking for some space, just takes her one-on-one. Ball is going to be knocked around into the top. There's Jones. Jones battling through injury, has remained in the game. I don't think she's stepped off of the field or pitch at all this afternoon. She's been out there the whole way. It looks like she almost has her arm in a sling. Had an opportunity to win the game at the end of regulation with a run toward the keeper with about 40 seconds left, but could not slot a pass past Lexi Stinson. Or excuse me, Reba Manger. I'm getting my goalies mixed up. But we are still here 1-1, 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in overtime period number 2. If we stay 1-1, we will head to penalty kicks after this. It'll just be a goal kick now for Menger. Menger sends this one ahead. Hancock with the ball now. Loses it momentarily, but it's been kicked out by Hardin-Simmons. And Swarthmore will take over again. Pass is intercepted. That's intercepted by Hartman, but she's run off the ball almost immediately. Battle for the ball now in the midfield as it ping-pongs back and forth between the two sides. Ball now controlled by the Garnet. Ball sent ahead, run right into McCoy's feet and legs. Like there was going to be a lot of opportunities there if they just pushed the ball forward, but right into her feet. Lichtenstein has a through ball and sends one too heavy for McCoy. A great opportunity right there as Lichtenstein had the ball on the top of the 18 and had McCoy running to her left, but Lichtenstein's pass was just a little too heavy and it rolled past the end line. 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Ball knocked around, now Swarthmore with it again, but tough pass. McCoy just wrestles her away from that one. Now McCoy down the left side. McCoy looking to serve. It's going to be knocked away off of Hardin-Simmons. It's going to be a corner kick. So with 5 minutes remaining in the second overtime period, Swarthmore will have a corner kick and will look for that second goal and a game winner right here. I think that's number 14, Hancock, taking it. Hancock, the right-footed in-swinger, takes a couple steps and delivers one into the middle of the box. Ball's going to be knocked around, and it's going to be picked up by Stinson. Ball was headed towards Stinson, but not with enough pace. And she just picked it up and will now clear it away. Hardin-Simmons with a throw in on that far sideline right in front of their bench. Ball knocked around. This one looking for Lichtenstein on that far sideline, but she can't corral and it goes out of bounds. Oh, another open field tackle out there in the midfield. We've seen it time and time again today. Battle for the ball there on that far sideline, and Jones comes up with this one, takes it and carries it up to the top of the 18, now gives off to a teammate. Just a stiff arm, and now an opportunity inside the 18. That's Laura. Now Laura battles for it. Now Jones battling for it in that far corner. Jones with the ball will just flick this one in toward the middle. Not a lot of pace on that one, but cleared away briefly by the Garnet. Now Swarthmore trying to push the issue. 3 minutes remaining. 3 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Long ball ahead, sent, chested down. That's Lichtenstein. Lichtenstein battling for it. She's still on that right side. Still battling for it, but now the Cowboys take over. Now on the far sideline in front of the Hardin-Simmons bench. The ball will be out of bounds before Swarthmore can send one down in toward their attacking end, and now Hardin-Simmons with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second overtime period will take over. It's Jones on the ball, battling forward with a great touch to get past the defender, but a little too heavy on that touch. And it's cleared away by the Garnet. Jones just taps this one into the corner. Pass is going to be intercepted by Chavez in that far corner. It's going to go out of bounds. Kayla Handel will sub in for Swarthmore. Ball's going to be knocked around. This one on this corner of the 18. Hardin-Simmons looked like they had an opportunity there. Ball's going to be knocked around. Now Hardin-Simmons with 70 seconds remaining. They'll take a strike, but bounces right into Manger's hands. And with 1 minute remaining, Manger will dribble the ball and now punt it away. And now 1 minute remaining in the second overtime period. Swarthmore will let this one trickle away. Maybe not let it trickle away, but it trickles away nonetheless. And Hardin-Simmons will throw in with 45 seconds remaining. Unless there's a last-second goal here in the second overtime period, we look to be heading to penalty kicks to decide this one and see who advances to the Elite Eight to face Messiah College tomorrow afternoon. Messiah, number 1 in the country, will await either one of these teams in what has been a fantastic Sweet 16 matchup tonight. Two evenly matched teams end-to-end throughout this one. And Messiah will be facing a worn-out opponent tomorrow, as these two teams have been battling throughout the contest. But we're going to have to see what happens in penalty kicks here to find out who will be playing tomorrow afternoon. So it has been a thriller here on Shoemaker Field, but 110 minutes will not be enough as we head to penalty kicks. And in something that, in a way that only seems right to end this game, we will head to penalty kicks. So I'm going to step away for just a moment. Hang with us here. We have 5 minutes remaining until the penalty kick shootout will begin. But we'll bring you all the action here from Shoemaker Field and see who has a date with Messiah College tomorrow afternoon in the Elite Eight right after this. All right, fans, as we said a few moments ago, 110 minutes were not enough to figure out a victor in this Sweet 16 matchup, and we are heading to penalty kicks. As you see at the top left-hand portion of your screen, our penalty kick scoreboard that is in use for the first time this season, mainly because it was just made a moment ago, but in use for the first time, and you will see X's and O's reflected on the penalty kicks. So X's will mean makes, O's will mean misses. On the top left-hand corner, Swarthmore taking the first kick. This is number 29, Blifte Curtis taking the first kick. She's going against Stinson. And this one is off the post, no good for Swarthmore. So the first one is a miss. So as you see on your scoreboard there, first one is a miss. So need to have 5 here. So it's best of 5. Manger in goal at the moment. And number 7, Cammie Jones, who has been the player fighting and gritting it out all day, still with that bum left arm, will try to step in and make a huge goal for the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls. Jones steps up and drills one to the left. Ball just rolled its way past the keeper. Manger guessed wrong right there, and it trickles in. And Hardin-Simmons is up 1-0. Number 13, Trofa, steps up for Swarthmore against Stinson. And Trofa puts this one in, and we tie 1-1. Number 16, Kristen Parish, now stepping up, a defender. Steps up for Hardin-Simmons. Hardin-Simmons leading, or tied 1-1 right now. An opportunity to go up 2-1 in this penalty kick shootout. Manger in goal right now for the Garnet. This one comes up, and Manger picks right, but it gets past her. And Parish puts one past. And it's 2-1 in favor of Hardin-Simmons. Now number 25, Summer Dennisons, will step up for Swarthmore and try to tie this one up at 2. Or excuse me, Johnson. Read the wrong number there. Johnson steps up for Swarthmore, and her shot is saved. An excellent save by Lexi Stinson. And now leading 2-1. Hardin-Simmons will look to go up 3-1 with just a couple minutes remaining. So a huge save right there by Lexi Stinson, guessing right and stopping that one. Penalty kicks can be a cruel, cruel game and something we don't see all that often. But here comes number 13, Shannon Bird, stepping up for Hardin-Simmons. Bird takes 2 touches, then goes left, but is saved by Manger. And back-to-back saves, one by Stinson, another by Manger, keeps this one a 2-1 in favor of the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls in the shootout. Now Manger will step up, and we'll go keeper v. keeper. Just the 4th kick of the shootout. But Manger will now step up and face Lexi Stinson. So Manger shooting, Stinson in goal. Manger will take a couple steps and strike with the right foot. She beats her counterpart, Stinson, and goes in the back of the net. A huge, huge goal right there by Manger to tie this one at 2. And now she has fate in her hands if she can save this next one and tie this up and keep it tied at 2. So Manger makes a huge save on one end, scores the penalty kick on the other end, and will now get back in goal and try to save the next penalty kick. This has been a thriller here in the Sweet 16. So number 14, Krista now steps up, a freshman midfielder. Krista now steps up for Hardin-Simmons and will try to beat Manger. Oh, Manger just gets frozen on that one. Starts to take a step to her left. And the ball is just rolled almost right down the middle. So now we are in do or die time for Swarthmore. Miss and go home right here. It's 3-2 in favor of Hardin-Simmons. And number 24, Bonko Low, steps up. And she puts it in, so Swarthmore stays alive. It is 3-3 right now. Hardin-Simmons right now with an opportunity to advance to the Elite Eight if this one can come in. And here is Josie Meyer. Meyer came off the field earlier in this game with a big injury early in the second half. Down in this far right corner, was carried off the field, and now Kurt Gibson-esque walking onto the field with an injury, hobbling up to see if she can win the game for Hardin-Simmons. All I can compare this to is Kurt Gibson in the '89 World Series as she steps up, hobble and all, and will try to send Hardin-Simmons to the Elite Eight. And she does not, as it is saved by Manger. Oh my goodness, we are going to extra penalty kicks. What a scene here in Grantham, Pennsylvania. Swarthmore misses their first penalty kick. The third penalty kicks for both teams are saved, but then Manger steps up and makes a crazy save here on the fifth penalty kick to extend this. So now 3-3, we are going to the sixth penalty kick for each squad. Albers, we're getting a graphic up for you, don't you worry. And this one is saved. An unbelievable save by Stinson, diving to her right. Stops the game, and now another opportunity. Number 24, Sarah Phillips, a senior defender. I apologize for laughing, but it seems like every player that steps up here has a bum ankle or a cast on their hand or hasn't been playing in the second half because they have just beat each other up for 110 minutes. But now number 24, Sarah Phillips, will step up with an opportunity to win the game for Hardin-Simmons. An incredible save by Lexi Stinson, the senior goalkeeper, kept that one out. And now Phillips has an opportunity to win it right here. Phillips versus Manger. Phillips' shot is saved by Manger. Back-to-back saves again. We are going to penalty kick number 7. So we are heading to penalty kicks number 7. Still tied right now. Each team has made 4 of their first 6. And it has been a thriller right now. Number 28 stepping up for Swarthmore. Namazi. Apologize if I'm saying that name wrong, but Namazi now steps up and will send one in for Swarthmore. And now Swarthmore has the upper hand as Hardin-Simmons will need to answer right here as Manger could come up with another huge save. We saw Manger miss and whiff on a save earlier in this game, not on a penalty kick, but on a free kick that allowed Hardin-Simmons to get back in this game, and right now she can make the big save that wins them this game right here. Tiffany Van Hoos stepping up, a sophomore defender, will step up. Van Hoos versus Manger. Van Hoos with the right foot, and it's saved by Manger, and Swarthmore advances to the Elite Eight to face Messiah. Holy cow. Manger makes some huge saves in the penalty kick as well as makes one of her own. And Hardin-Simmons, who had the edge the entire way in penalty kicks after Swarthmore's first penalty kick was off that left post, comes down, and Menger wins the game for Swarthmore. We're going to take a look at that replay courtesy of GoMessiah.tv. As you see, Menger picks the right direction, takes a step to her right, and it goes right into her hands. And Swarthmore advances in a thriller. Hardin-Simmons season will come to a close. Swarthmore will have a short night as they will come and face the number 1 Messiah College Falcons tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. What a game. 110 minutes was not enough. We had to go to penalty kicks, and in a thriller, 7 penalty kicks for each side, Menger comes up with the big save and wins the game for the Garnet. So, as I mentioned, 110 minutes, not enough. These teams go through penalty kicks, but in the end, Swarthmore comes away with the big victory. They earn the right to advance to the Elite Eight for the first time in program history. They'll face Messiah College tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. That game can be seen on GoMessiah.tv. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're glad you got to see a thriller here in the neutral site game between Hardin-Simmons and Swarthmore. But tune in tomorrow, 1 o'clock, for all the action here from Messiah College as unranked Hardin-Simmons will take on number 1 Messiah College for a chance to go to the Final Four. Thank you very much for everybody at GoMessiah.com. I'm Matthew Fenton. Join us tomorrow for another great game.